Hi, Eric Hermanson again with the HR department. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the life insurance and disability benefits that OSM offers. There are two different categories that we'll talk about. The first is the employer paid benefits that you're automatically enrolled in as a full time benefit eligible employee. And then the second is a benefit that you can elect and pay for on your own. So, starting with the employer paid benefits, the first benefit is at the top of your screen. It's a basic life and accidental death and dismemberment AD&D benefit in the amount of $50,000. OSM pays for this for all full-time employees, and you're automatically enrolled into it. The second is towards the middle of the screen. It's a short-term disability plan, STD, and this benefit pays 60% of your weekly salary up to a max of $750 per week and to a maximum of 11 weeks. And this is something that we automatically enroll employees into. If you become injured or have an illness outside of work and you can't work for a period of greater than 2 or more weeks, then we typically will file a disability claim so you can get short-term disability money in while you're out recovering. The other benefits that you can voluntarily elect include voluntary life insurance and AD&D coverage and long-term disability. We'll start with the voluntary life. You can get life insurance for you, for your spouse, and or for your child or children. You as an employee have to elect coverage in order to elect the spouse or child coverage. And there are some nuances on how much you can elect and how much you can elect without needing medical underwriting from the insurance carrier, which is Blue Cross. Blue Cross, as a new employee, will give you up to $150,000 in voluntary life insurance. You pay for that, of course. Anything more than that, you have to submit to medical underwriting, which is they want to review your health history and then they would approve it or deny it based on any conditions that you may have. The cost of the voluntary life insurance, you'll see it when you go through the enrollment process in ADP. It's based on how much you're electing. So the more you're electing, the more the cost is going to be, and your age. So the older you are, the more likelihood is that you may suffer an illness or death. Not to sound morbid, as you age, obviously, and that will drive up the cost too. So you can, if it's something that you're interested in, you can play around with some of the numbers as you're going through the enrollment process. Same thing with spouse and child coverage. They give a guaranteed issued amount depending upon how much you elect, and they may require a statement of health to review the health history of the spouse or children based on coverage levels. The long-term disability coverage, this is another voluntary benefit. It's based on how much you make and your age as well. It pays 60% of your monthly income if you have a non-related work injury or illness that lasts more than 90 days. So this would be a chronic long-term injury or illness where you can't work typically for many months or even years in some case. And this is a benefit that would kick in after disability's been exhausted, short-term disability's been exhausted. So as you're going through the enrollment process, you can see the cost and coverage for that. If you have any questions on these benefits, by all means, reach out to us. Thanks for watching.